You're listening to One Family, What's God Doing? Where we explore what God's doing in YWAM locations throughout Virginia. We can't wait for you to find out what God's doing today.
Welcome back to What's God Doing, and this is a special way to start off 2024, because as you can see, I've got lots of guests. These are my kids. They're home from school, and it's actually not uncommon for me to have one or more kids with me as I'm serving with YWAM Virginia. And this is actually okay because at YWAM Virginia, we really value seeking God together as family. So it's often that the kids and I get to talk about God or even experience God at work. So I have a question for you all. What is something that you either know about God or really like about God?
I know he's mighty.
He's mighty.
He's strong.
He's strong.
He's amazing.
He's amazing. Well, what's one of the ways that you really like getting closer to God? What's something that you do to get closer to God or that you like doing to get closer to God?
Pray. Loving him.
Loving him? How do you love God?
Because he'd be nice to me.
He's nice to you. And Bella, you pray?
Yeah.
What's an example of a time you prayed and you felt closer to God?
In my bed?
In your bed at night?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you like seeking God as with your family?
Yep.
Why?
Because I love my family.
You love your family. What about you, Timothy?
I guess.
You guessed. Now, Timothy is interesting because there is one time that we were seeking God as a family, and you know where I'm going with this. Where am I going with this?
No.
And while the rest of us were having a hard time with it, Timothy actually was the boldest of all of us. We were praying that God would show us people that he wanted us to talk to or pray with. And Timothy, as he was praying, felt like something specific came to mind. Do you remember what that was?
No.
No? It was a woman with gray hair
Blue sweater.
and a blue sweater. And then we all went and we're looking for the people that we felt like God put in our mind. And it was hard. It was hard to find them or they weren't responding well. And then it started to pour down rain. And all of us are ready to go home except for Timothy. Because what happened next?
I don't know.
You don't know. So as it's pouring down rain and I'm ready to go home, suddenly Timothy gets really excited and starts pointing across the street. And it's hard to even see across the street. It's raining so hard. But what did you see across the street?
The woman I was talking to.
The woman that when he prayed and asked God who he should connect with, he saw her. He saw a woman with gray hair and a blue shirt. But here I am thinking, there's no way. There's no way we can catch up to her because it's pouring down rain. She's across the street. And if we catch her, are we going to stop in the rain? So I was like, well, Timothy, let's just pray if it's really her that she'll come to us. And what did you do? You dragged me into the rain. Timothy was not taking no for an answer. And he had such a desire to honor what God had put in his heart and mind that we went through the torrential downpour trying to catch up to this woman that I didn't think we'd catch up to her. But little did we know that God was going to make it work.
Really?
Yep. And a car pulled out where they were. They helped direct them through the rain. And it gave us just enough time to catch up. And when we caught up to them, there was a hotel there that had an overhang. So we were able to be out of the rain and actually pray for this woman and her husband. Now, how did they feel about that?
The car was gone.
They were happy. They actually felt really encouraged because they had some heavy things on their heart. And so here I was, the adult, and I was ready to go home. But Timothy, who, I don't even remember how old you were.
6.
You were like 6 years old. Timothy had the faith in what God was inviting him to that he ran into the rain. And so this is the amazing thing is it doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, God can use you. Because Joshua, at that time, you were just a baby. Yeah. All right. And somebody could think that a baby can't be used by God, but Bella, do you remember when we would go out,
Oh, God.
do you remember what people were really excited to see when they saw our group? Who in the group were people most excited to see?
This is Jack. This is Jack.
And that's Jack. The baby was the one that brought the most people because he was very cute and snuggly, and everyone wanted to see him. And that's what actually connected us with people.
Dad
Goo-goo
had
gaga.
like 6 lunch ladies with him one time.
Yeah.
Goo gaga. Goo goo gaga.
And Bella,
Every time we went to whisper, he kept going to different tables and same kinds of different people.
yeah, tradition's good.
And I go goo goo gaga. Goo goo gaga.
Probably. And one thing that I love about Bella is God's given her
Yeah.
a creative gift to be able to not just show love to God, but demonstrate God to others with her dance. So Bella, tell us about your dancing.
I took dance class since I was 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 4. And I used to take tap.
And do you sometimes praise God with your dance?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And what's it?
To a Christian dance studio.
You go to a Christian dance studio?
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes in the house, worship song comes on, and what do you end up doing?
Dancing sometimes.
Yeah.
That's Joshua too. It's not just Bella.
I
And-
am the choo-choo.
And you're just expressing joy through your movement. Is there someone else in the family that does that?
The Lord has
Aside from Joshua?
Mommy.
Your mommy does that too.
Let every God be fair. And have the nature thing. And have the nature thing. And have the nature thing. I done the top of the tree.
So as you can see, Joshua also likes to seek God and know God through song. And he has been singing that song nonstop
Yes.
all week.
The first Noel.
Yeah.
I was
Oh, that's right.
singing
It's the
that.
first Noel.
He's had like the first Noel on for so long.
Would you like to sing a little bit? Well, no. Let's not turn it up. Would you like to sing some of that now? Go ahead, sing a little bit of it.
There's no one the angels did sing, but to the for shepherds their feet were they things.
That's very good. So, as you can see, for the parents that are watching, sometimes there could be a lot of energy, a lot of noise. But seeking God as a family can look a lot of different ways for different members of the family. And the important thing is that you're just finding ways to do it together. And it's okay. Yes, mommy is actually serving God through the work that she's doing. She's a teacher. It's instructing.
And mommy is a teacher at Mongo Day, and I am at that school too. But I am short, and some people in my class is 5, but I'm in the pre-K years, okay?
So, here's what I want to encourage. If you are a parent with kids, this is what I want to encourage you to do. My challenge for you is to seek God together as a family and to be okay with however it looks. If it seems like it's going great, fantastic. If it seems like it's just going nowhere, that's okay, because it's just practicing seeking God together. Now, let me ask this. Does anybody have a verse, a Bible verse that they really like or that you've learned at school that you want to share?
Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, and all your strength.
That was really good. And one of the ways we can show love to God with everything is to do it with family, because that's hidden all of our lives. So actually, I have a verse that I want to close out with too, and y'all are going to say it with me together, because I think this is a great verse to encourage families as they seek God. So y'all repeat after me. Trust in the Lord
Trust in the Lord
with all of your heart,
with all of your heart,
and do not lean
and do not lean
on your own understanding.
on your own understanding.
In all of your ways,
All of your ways.
submit to him,
Submit to him.
and he
And he
will set your paths straight.
set your path straight.
Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
So,
So.
family, no, you don't have to repeat that. Families, be encouraged that you can trust God as a family together, that you can not lean on your own understanding, but submit to Him, trust Him, and He will set your family's path straight. So this year, seek God as a family. So I want to thank my kiddos for being a part of this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I want to thank all of you for listening and for journeying with us as we together, as one family, explore what it means to know God and make Him known.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of One Family, What's God Doing? If you'd like to learn more about what God's doing in Virginia, visit us at ywamva.org and join us next week for more stories of God at work.